snowball. But me and Wesley were talking to them. They've had a rough week there at this. Why don't you just share just a little bit of what you all don't know that happened?
Well, I think the big place heard some of the story, I believe. That place, the top part is a shelter for women and children. They have about 70 people living up there. The bottom part is like a day shelter. They can come and cool off or warm up during the wintertime, and they feed lunch and supper there. And they had an infant die, a 2-month-old died 2 days ago in the upstairs part. He said it was really an impact of those children and the women who were upstairs. They were all they've had a really difficult week emotionally. He said they felt like the Lord had brought you here today to bring an encouragement to them. He said it was such a blessing to see the children running around and playing outside, because they have felt the stress of it also, and all those mothers to be out there too, that they really felt like the Lord had called you here today to bless them.
You know, and I shared earlier today that the Scripture says, how beautiful are those for the feet who bring good news. Now, I'm going to brag on you a little bit. I feel like you've had some pretty good looking feet this week. I don't really want to touch them literally or anything. But your spiritual feet, I think, have been pretty good. But there's a big one coming. And that's when you go home. See, you may not be in a choir, you may not be singing the same songs, but we're singing the song every day we live. And we're around somebody. And what's been a cool thing is this has been a great week of training. And I forget this sometimes. This week, this group has been in training about being intentional and sharing your faith. So you've had a schedule, right? And that schedule causes you to be intentional in sharing your faith. But the New Testament, you know what it does? It calls us and requires us to be people that are intentional about sharing our faith. And I think that we've become pretty relaxed about that. Probably the last 50, 60 years as a church. It's been more about we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm really the Lord is just waking my spirit back to the point we're talking eternity, we're talking now, right? We may hurt some feelings, and we may get hurt a little bit now. But when you put it on the scale, eternity just tips the thing, you know? And I want to share with you an illustration by Keith Green. Keith Green was a guy that wrote some of the modern day praise songs that you sing in church and stuff today. He was killed about 25 years ago, I guess he did that right. And but he said this one time. He said that I believe in kicking babies if you must. And the crowd immediately perked up. Like, what? Kicking a baby if you must. And he said this. He said, for instance, if there were a train coming and there were a baby laying on the tracks, and the only way I could reach it was to get out there and stick my leg out and kick that thing off the tracks. It would bruise that baby. It would hurt that baby. But the hurt it would feel from that is a whole lot less than letting it get hit by a train. Now, he said that with this in mind. Sometimes we have to give each other a kick. And it'll hurt. It doesn't feel good. Some might say it's not even appropriate at the time. But if we really care about each other, and I'm talking about as Christians, sometimes we have to give each other a little kick and remind each other to be intentional in this thing with our faith. So when you go back next week, some of you go to start working in Bible school, do different things. But I'd ask you to continue being intentional in sharing your faith, whether it be through music or whether it be telling your story. What happened this week? What a great way to do it. And I found that if you'll ask the Lord to show you opportunities to do that, you'll be surprised how many will show up. So, with that being said, I want to say I'm proud of you. I think it's been a great week. I think the adults would agree with me. I think we've all probably been challenged by you at certain points. So with that being said, let's open it up for a minute, but let's do it this way. I want to do it just a little bit differently tonight. So far, we've shared our experiences and things like that, but I want you to share it this way tonight. Where did you see God today? Where did you see God today? Not necessarily